Greetings, people. Oh, I sound like Rob Chapman. Got some exotic metal for you here in the key of E Phrygian. Now, before you're freaking, oh, what the hell is that? It's just A minor, except we start on the E. That's simple. So, it's already got a kind of an exotic tone to it, right? It's pretty cool. I just use some arpeggios, like the E minor arpeggio. Then the F. Then a quick run. So. Into the CB, which always has that really minor tonality to it. So it starts off with an E minor arpeggio. So. Then I slide to the F. So I slide from the B to the A, to the F, A to the G sharp to the E. So. Then I slide off for the D to the E, B to A to the E. Make sure, and making sure to get that pinch harmonic. So. Then I start that arpeggio, two arpeggios, so E minor, F, but I apologize, D minor, but I with an F bass, but I do the D, A, F, so it goes. Really exotic sounding, right? And that's basically just B, C, D, E, F, G, B to E to E, B to D to E. So. So that's B to A, E to G, C, B. You could also do it up here, right? And then I do, there's an awful lot of legato. After I had laid this down, I realized I didn't bend one note, except for one small bend from the E to the F later on. But that's it. So this next run is basically just. So it's G, E, B, G, E, B. Or I think I actually play it a little different, so it's more of a swing feeling. So something like that. And then I just do a run. D, C, B, B flat, A, G, F. Now, of course, those who know E Phrygian, you know that I'm kind of going off the beaten path a little bit, so to flavor things up. So I also use the E minor and E blues scale. So we got to use that B flat, right? So it's. Then I go back. Then I'm definitely going into the E Phrygian here, E F G. But then the E blues scale, A sharp B or B flat B. So. Something like that. And by this time we're ready to go into the change. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't lay down I didn't tell you the rhythm. The rhythm, I did something actually really interesting with the rhythm. I did as usual. Sometimes I'll play lead on the neck pickup, but this time I did the rhythm with the neck pickup. I can't remember if I had the tone turned down or not, but it was you know, the rhythm itself goes E to F, E, G, F, B flat, B. So something to that effect. I do it a little quicker. But I decided, you know, I mean, you could play it with regular power chords like that, but I decided to do something a little different. And instead of using the F as the root note, use the C. So you C and F. Something, you know, something like similar to that. You don't have the drums going on right now, so the beat going on. So. So kind of cool. So, and then I changed to C, but still using parts of the E Phrygian, along with a few other things. So I'm basically just doing an octave. So it goes. So I'm going A, B flat, and then to E. I'm actually playing it like that. I'm not playing any power chords because the tone is you notice the rhythm tone in the on the right hand side is pretty thick. So I decided I wasn't going to use power chords. I just used a lot of single notes. And then it finishes off. Simple as that. So for when I go into that, I actually start off in C minor. So I go. And then basically D minor. Actually, sorry, apologize. E Phrygian again, but with the B and the D, and then I'm actually doing a half step bend from the E to the F. So it goes. And then just like you would in D minor. And then just she end up on the E because that's where we're ending up. Then I used another arpeggio. I used a little bit of C major here. And again, I'm still in E Phrygian, but came at it from a different perspective. So E, C, B, B flat, A, G to to the F. So back to that riff, B, D, the E, and the bend. So. Huh? Has a kind of a cool tone. It's not very hard to play. And a little trick here too. I've never been the greatest alternate picker. I mean, I do okay, but I'm not super speedy. So I've never been like a super good shredder. If I'm playing other people's stuff, then sometimes I'm pretty good. But coming up with my own stuff. But there's a little trick. If you want to sound like you're picking every note, what you could do is mute it. So like that sounds like I'm picking each note, right? I'm not. If I was to just go, you can tell that it's legato, but I'm slightly muting it. And the way my fingers are actually hitting the neck a little harder. So pretty cool. It's pretty cool, right? You know, people are like, wow, that's awesome. It's really not that difficult to play. Most of it is legato. Try to get that first arpeggio fairly quick. The F is actually, or the D minor actually isn't played that quickly. Anyway, there it is. I thought it was pretty cool. It's got an exotic tone to it. E Phrygian has got an exotic tone. I think it's a part of the gypsy scale or similar to it. It's a gypsy scale or something to that effect. It just has that tone to it. I love it. So I have a donation button up at Guitar Chops Free now. I'll put a link in the YouTube video description and in the vlog. It'd be great if you could send me a few bucks. You know, I mean, if you feel you're learning something, everything at Guitar Chops Free at this point is free. But it's nice to my web hosting is coming up pretty soon, and it'd be nice to be able to pay that bill with some of the things I do on the site. That would be awesome. It's only a few bucks. I'm also building up scales on the scale finder, so I think we're up to Dorian now, so that's pretty good. And that's about it. Follow me at Twitter, follow me at Facebook, and I think my next video is going to be a review. I might actually review my Scarlett. I'm using the Scarlett 2i4, and I've got it working. I finally got it working. So maybe I'll do a review of that, or I want to do another review of the Flextron VST using this instead of the Stratocaster. I apologize about, excuse me. I apologize about my mic. I think I think it's moving around a little bit. So I apologize about that. Peace out, and we'll see you very soon, probably on the weekend. Have a good one. And don't forget to subscribe.